Brooklyn Independent Television.
With Halloween just passed and Thanksgiving coming up soon, we're already in the midst of the fall holiday season. But this is also the start of flu season, when many people find themselves wondering if this year maybe they should get that shot. What's the latest thinking on who should and who shouldn't? How do you best protect yourself from getting the flu in the first place? Here to tell us what's new with the flu is Dr. Michael Lanigan, Medical Director of the Urgent Care Center at Downstate Bay Ridge. Dr. Lanigan, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
People always wonder about how bad this is. Tell me how bad the flu really can be.
Well, it could be rather mild or it could be rather severe. What we need to know is it's something that's very prevalent. 200,000 hospitalizations in a year in the United States, according to the last data from the CDC, and 49,000 fatalities.
49,000? Actually, the CDC, don't they have a range of sort of something to 49,000? But anyway, the worst case scenario is 49,000.
Right.
People actually die from complications of the flu?
Right, and included in those were about 115 children, half of which were perfectly healthy when they got the flu.
So we know we're not talking about a bad cold.
No, we aren't.
One of the things that I've been asked many times, the difference between the flu and a cold. Could you tell our audience that, please?
Sure, absolutely. The cold tends to give some of the same symptoms of the flu, but it's much milder. You'll see some congestion, some sore throat, and a fever. But usually the fever isn't as high, and it's not associated with some of the other things, usually like severe body aches, fluid loss, and vomiting, diarrhea, etc. So you can get, at the very least, much more wiped out, much more sick from getting the flu.
And not the complications.
Correct. When you get the flu, you're susceptible to complications such as pneumonia, which can make you very ill, hospitalize you, and, as I said, in some cases, even kill you.
Even kill you.
Yes.
Now, who should get the flu shot?
Well, the answer is almost everybody. All children above 6 months of age should get it. And everybody up through their elderly years should get it too. The only people who really aren't eligible to get it are the severely debilitated, severely chronically ill, and patients who have severe allergy to eggs.
I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people think if they get a hive from eggs that they shouldn't get it. Is that the case?
Not the case at all.
Not the case at all?
No, we're talking severe allergy.
Right.
So the answer is almost everybody should get it. And we really need to take care of those who need to be taken care of, our young people, the elderly, and those who can't get it, debilitated, we need to protect them. So
how do we protect them?
By us getting the flu shot and us being, safe and not giving the flu to them.
One of the groups that traditionally don't take a lot of things are pregnant women. What about pregnant women and the flu shot?
Oh, absolutely. They need to get the flu shot. Not only will it convey some immunity to them, but also to their unborn child.
Now, the issue with getting the flu shot, I've heard, and I'm sure you have, I take it and it gives me the flu.
I can't tell you how many times I heard that in my workplace last year. If I can convey one message today, that is so not true.
It is so not true.
Correct.
Okay, it is so not true.
Right.
Getting the flu shot does not give you the flu.
Let me break that down even further.
Okay.
The flu vaccine is a dead virus, okay? It will, by injection, your body will react to it and convey immunity. But it is not a live virus, so you cannot get the flu from it. There is some very mild live virus in the nasal form, but the nasal form is tended only given to the younger population who has...
What age group for the younger form?
You can actually give it between ages 2 and 49, but we tend to give it in our kids because they don't like injections. And kids, of course, have great immune systems, and they do not get the flu from the nasal use either.
Sometimes people will not take the flu shot themselves, and they're caregivers for the elderly or the debilitated. And what is your recommendation to them if the elderly person, for some reason, not very common, can't get the flu vaccine?
Oh, then please, everybody who's in contact with them, who's helping take care of them, please get the flu shot and try not to get the flu. Because if you do, you're going to put this person at risk.
We talk about getting the flu shot, but there are other things people can do to not get infected. Would you talk about some of them?
Sure, absolutely. Of course, the number one thing is wash your hands.
for so many things.
Can't emphasize that enough. We in the healthcare industry, of course, have to be very meticulous about that, and we actually monitor each other in doing that. It's part of our QI report in the monthly minutes. But out in the community, we need to wash our hands too, and think about all the things you touch that other people touch. I always think of the subway, because I ride the subway often with my kids, and the first thing I have, particularly my little ones, do is grab the handrail, which is probably in the moment a good thing to do.
In the moment.
Yes, but it's also a place where a lot of germs can be pervaded.
The first thing I do when I get off the subway and get to my office is I go in the bathroom and wash my hands. If I can't, I use a sanitizer. Is that something you would recommend?
I would recommend that. We should note that the sanitizer should not take the place for washing hands. So in the moment, I think the sanitizer is a good idea, but at some point, whenever it's convenient for you, you should wash your hands.
In addition to the fact that you touch a lot of things, there are other things that we touch.
Absolutely.
Which is
our bodies, yes, our face, and even just the things we carry with us, like our handbags, briefcases, and that sorts of things. So, those things get handled by other people too, and we want to make sure to try to prevent transmission with that.
When is flu season? From when to when?
Well, they typically
approximately.
They typically say it starts about November, so we're coming up on it quite quickly, and peaks around January. So now is really a perfect time, if you haven't gotten it already, to get your flu shot. It takes approximately 2 weeks to convey immunity, and if you get it now, you should be in good shape for the entire winter.
The other thing is I've been living in the South Pacific, and I just come back, and it's the end of January. Should I still get my flu shot?
I think you should, yes. It's never too late, and as I said, it only takes a couple of weeks to convey immunity. So if you haven't gotten it, you're probably still in a good place and should get it.
For people who got the flu shot last year,
get it again.
Get it again.
Yes.
The immunity doesn't last from year to year in general.
That's correct. And sometimes there are different strains. The CDC tracks this kind of thing. They make the vaccine in accordance to what they think are going to be the prevalent strains for the year, and that should convey you that immunity for that year. And you should get it every year.
Even if the strain is the same?
Absolutely, yes.
The last thing I want to ask you while we have the minute to go is, where can people who don't have insurance get free flu vaccines?
Well, the state and local governments need to offer it, and you can go to their local websites to find that out.
The city does.
Right.
Go to their website and put your zip code in, and they'll tell you where to get it.
Exactly. If you go to our website, downstate.edu, we have some of that information on our website. And I can tell you, and I'll shamelessly plug my urgent care center, because we are giving free flu vaccines to all our patients to come in. We're at 699 92nd Street in Bay Ridge.
There you are. You can get a vaccine even if you don't have insurance. Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Download this program's podcast on iTunes. Keywords Brooklyn Independent Television.